Have you ever wondered why two people can receive the exact same diagnosis, follow the exact same treatment, and yet experience completely different recoveries? Why does one person seem to regain strength faster while another struggles despite receiving the same medical care? This question has led to an extraordinary scientific discovery. For decades, scientists believed the answer was found only in medicine, genetics, and lifestyle. But recent research has revealed something far more fascinating. Your brain is not simply reacting to your body. Your brain is constantly communicating with every organ, every cell, and every immune response inside you, every single second. Every single second. This communication happens whether you notice it or not. The thoughts you repeat, the emotions you experience, they all trigger biological reactions. They all trigger measurable biological reactions. This doesn't mean your thoughts magically cure disease or that positive thinking replaces science, but it means something vital. It doesn't mean positive thinking replaces science, but your mind can influence the environment in which healing takes place. Health is far more than chemistry alone. It is biology influenced by behavior. Behavior is influenced by the brain, and the brain is constantly shaped by experience. Imagine your body as an enormous orchestra. Each system plays a different instrument. Your immune system, your nervous system, your endocrine system, your digestive system, every one of them plays a different part in the symphony of your health. Your brain isn't one of the musicians, it's the conductor. When the conductor becomes overwhelmed by fear, anxiety, or relentless stress, the entire orchestra begins losing synchronization. But when the conductor becomes calmer, when the nervous system feels safe, the orchestra slowly finds its rhythm again. This isn't philosophy, it's physiology. But when the conductor becomes calmer, when the nervous system feels safe, something remarkable begins happening. The orchestra slowly finds its rhythm again. This is physiology. Researchers have spent decades studying what happens during prolonged emotional stress. One of the main discoveries involves cortisol, often called the stress hormone. Cortisol is essential for survival. Without it, humans couldn't respond to emergencies. If you had to escape danger, cortisol prepares your muscles for immediate action. For short periods, cortisol is incredibly useful. The problem begins when the emergency never seems to end. Today's threats rarely involve predators in the wild. Today, they involve unpaid bills, relationship conflicts, loneliness, and work pressure. The human brain often reacts to these psychological threats as if survival itself were at risk. Imagine driving a car with the accelerator fully pressed for months without stopping. Eventually, something begins wearing out. The human nervous system works similarly. Chronic stress keeps the body in a state designed only for temporary emergencies. Prolonged activation can influence sleep, blood pressure, and your emotional resilience. The body spends so much energy preparing for danger that fewer resources remain available for maintenance and recovery. Think about what happens when you cut your finger. You don't command your skin to repair itself. Your body already knows. Healing is one of the most intelligent biological programs nature has ever created. It's built in. The question became, can the brain either help or interfere with those natural healing processes? This gave rise to the fascinating field of psychoneuroimmunology. Psychology, the nervous system, and the immune system are deeply connected. Instead of functioning as isolated departments, they are constantly exchanging information. Your immune cells receive signals from the nervous system, and your brain receives signals from the immune system. Hormones carry messages like millions of microscopic messengers. This means emotions are not just experiences happening in your mind. They produce measurable biological consequences. When fear becomes chronic, your biology changes. Prolonged psychological stress can alter immune activity, increasing vulnerability to infections. This doesn't mean every illness is caused by stress, but it changes the terrain. Imagine trying to grow a healthy garden. Seeds matter, water matters, sunlight matters, but soil matters too. Your mental state can influence the condition of the soil. Your mental state is the soil. One of the most famous demonstrations of the mind-body connection is something almost everyone has heard about, the placebo effect. For years, many misunderstood placebo as simply imagining improvement. But science tells a much more fascinating story of measurable biological improvements. Symptoms change. In clinical trials, expectations alone can activate areas associated with pain regulation and trigger the release of natural chemicals produced by the brain itself. Belief activates biology. The opposite phenomenon also exists, the nocebo effect. When people strongly expect negative outcomes, symptoms may worsen and stress increases. Expectations influence biology. Thoughts are one variable among many interacting inside an incredibly complex system. One of the greatest discoveries is that the adult brain is not permanently fixed. The brain remains capable of change throughout life. This is neuroplasticity. Every experience and repeated emotional pattern leaves tiny footprints inside the nervous system. Neural pathways strengthen through repetition. Just like walking repeatedly through a forest creates a trail, repeated thinking strengthens certain brain circuits over time. And if repeated experiences can shape the brain, then new ones can reshape it again. This is why practices like mindfulness and gratitude journaling have attracted scientific attention. They study them because measurable changes can be observed in stress regulation and attention. A calmer nervous system supports healthier behaviors and better sleep. One fascinating example comes from mindfulness-based stress reduction research originally developed by John Kabat-Zinn. Decades of study painted a different picture. Practice matters. Participants who practiced consistently showed improvements in stress management, sleep quality, and reductions in anxiety. The body constantly listens to the mind. Imagine convinced that disaster is inevitable. Every morning begins with catastrophic predictions. Every physical sensation immediately becomes a reason for panic. Your brain scans for threats. Psychologists call this attentional bias. Your brain becomes incredibly efficient at noticing threats while overlooking signs of safety. It's an internal GPS programmed for danger. When the nervous system remains trapped in this pattern, the body pays a price. Sleep becomes fragmented. Heart rate variability decreases. Fatigue becomes familiar. It's emergency mode. Now imagine reversing that process by teaching your nervous system something it may have forgotten: safety. Your nervous system is constantly asking, "Am I safe?" If the answer is yes, the body can invest more energy in maintenance, restoration, and healing. This explains why breathing exercises have attracted so much scientific interest. Breathing is unique because we can consciously control it. It offers a direct bridge between conscious intention and unconscious physiology. Slow breathing sends safety signals. Often called the rest and digest system, it acts like the body's natural brake pedal. Heart rate slows, muscle tension decreases, the body shifts away from emergency mode. Even a few minutes of slow breathing can influence heart rate variability, a marker of nervous system flexibility. This matters because health is about recovering from stress. Every human experiences challenges. The difference lies in how efficiently the nervous system returns to balance. Think of a healthy tree during a storm. It bends. It adapts. Human resilience works much the same way. It is the ability to recover. Another remarkable area of research involves visualization, which athletes have used for decades. Olympic competitors imagine every movement. Brain imaging reveals that vividly, imagining an action activates many of the same neural networks involved in physically performing it. Confirmed by science. Visualization improves motor learning and confidence. Guided imagery may reduce anxiety and improve well-being in patients undergoing surgery or chronic pain management. It supports recovery. A great misconception is the belief that illness represents personal failure. Nothing could be further from reality. People develop diseases for countless reasons: genetics, viruses, and chance. The message is empowering. Even when you can't control every circumstance, you may still influence how your body responds. Consider sleep. It's vital for hormone regulation and waste removal. During deep sleep, your brain removes metabolic waste and regulates hormones. Yet chronic stress is the enemy of restorative sleep. By calming the mind, people sleep deeper. Everything is connected. Exercise is often described as medicine. It improves circulation, supports brain health, and reduces chronic stress. Hopeful people are often more consistent with these healthy habits. Mind influences behavior. The mind influences behavior. Behavior influences biology. Biology influences health. The cycle continues. The body is an integrated ecosystem where every system communicates with every other system. Every thought may not change your biology, but repeated emotional patterns certainly can. Optimism, purpose, and gratitude produce measurable biological consequences. Science deals in probabilities. People with stronger social relationships experience better long-term health. Chronic loneliness has been associated with increased health risks. Purpose in life has been linked with healthier aging. Despite the complexity of human biology, the brain retains an extraordinary capacity to learn, adapt, and reorganize. Think about the last time you recovered from a minor illness. Your immune system was coordinating billions of microscopic actions every second. Damaged cells were removed, new cells were created. Your body already possessed the blueprint. Healing is built in. Healing is something the body has been doing for millions of years. The question is not whether your body knows how to heal, it's whether your habits are helping or interfering. Health is cumulative. Every decision becomes one vote. Every deep breath, every nourishing meal, every walk outside. Collectively, they become powerful. Small repetitions become lifelong architecture. This is how the brain changes. Neurons that fire together begin wiring together. If your mind rehearses fear every day, those pathways become more efficient. Practice resilience instead. Imagine a canyon carved by water. No single drop created it, millions did. Your brain changes much the same way. Small repetitions become lifelong architecture. Change is slow, but real. Cognitive behavioral therapy is based on a simple observation. Thoughts influence emotions, and emotions influence behaviors. By interrupting this cycle, people develop healthier emotional responses. Reality matters. Hope is believing improvement remains possible. That belief changes behavior. People who believe are more likely to continue rehabilitation and nourish themselves. Hope supported by knowledge. When physicians explain treatment with empathy, patients often experience better adherence. Reduced fear lowers stress, and lower stress supports healthier physiological regulation. Everything is connected. Intelligence matters. Inflammation is essential for wound healing, but the problem is when it becomes chronic. Persistent stress is associated with changes in inflammatory activity. The mind and body cannot be separated. Holistic simply means recognizing that humans are integrated systems. Your brain communicates with your immune system, your gut, your heart, and your muscles. The body is in constant conversation. Imagine beginning each morning with calm awareness. 5 minutes of slow breathing. 5 minutes of gratitude. 5 minutes of visualizing healthy behaviors. These small signals matter for stability. These signals of stability and safety tell your brain that life is not one endless emergency. 7 days can interrupt an old pattern and change your relationship with stress. Change is possible. Transformation rarely arrives all at once. It begins quietly with one decision, one habit, and one breath. Consistent ones are the most powerful. Consistency is an underestimated force. Biology responds to repetition. Every day, your body is adapting to the internal and external environment you provide. Physiology changes depending on the signals repeatedly received. Recovery happens slowly. The body is an adaptive organism constantly asking, "What should I prepare for?" If you communicate danger, it prepares for danger. If you communicate recovery, it becomes efficient at recovery. Awareness creates choice. Awareness is not merely noticing thoughts, it creates choice. Notice your breathing and muscle tension without judgment. Brain imaging shows that cultivating mindful awareness changes how the brain processes experience. Calming the nervous system requires practice. No one expects to play a piano concerto after one lesson. The brain learns through repetition. One breath, one moment, one day at a time. It matters. 7 days can become the first page of a different story. Your relationship with your own mind influences every day that follows. What conversation have you been having with your brain lately? Teach it hope. Have you been teaching your brain fear or possibility? criticism, or realistic encouragement? Repetition builds old patterns, but it can also build new ones. The brain retains the capacity to adapt. Hope lives here. The future of medicine is exciting. New treatments emerge every year. Amid these breakthroughs, one timeless truth remains. The human body heals best when supported from every direction. Support it today. Support it with medical care, food, sleep, and a mind that works with the body. Thoughts are biological events shaping your perception, behavior, and physiology. A resilient mind is a powerful ally. Accept the challenge. So accept the challenge. For the next 7 days, become an observer of your nervous system. Protect your sleep and breathe slowly. Remind yourself, your body has been working to keep you alive since birth. Work with it. Healing is rarely a single moment. It is thousands of tiny moments moving in the same direction. Small changes become big transformations. Subscribe and share if this changed how you think. Share hope. The most powerful medicine is informed hope supported by science and action. That kind of hope has the power to change how you choose to live every single day. The end. Thank you for watching. On day 1, we start with simple awareness. Notice your breath and the tension in your shoulders. Don't judge it, just observe. This is the first step to signaling safety to your brain. It starts now. By staying in the present moment, you stop the loop of catastrophic predictions. You're teaching your nervous system that right now, in this moment, you are safe. This is where transformation begins. Day 2 is about the breath. Practice 5 minutes of slow diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 2, and exhale for 6. This activates the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic system directly. This rhythm acts like a brake for your stress response. It sends a direct signal to your heart and brain to lower the cortisol levels and shift into recovery mode. Consistency is key to your reset today. On day 3, we focus on gratitude. Write down 3 genuine things you are grateful for. This isn't about blind positivity. It's about training your brain to notice signs of safety and abundance everywhere. Research shows that gratitude journaling can lower inflammatory markers and improve overall mood. You're rewiring your attentional bias to see more than just the threats in your life. Focus on the good today. Day 4 is about sleep. Create a wind-down routine. No screens an hour before bed. Keep your room cool and dark. Your brain needs this time to remove metabolic waste and recover deeply. Priority is key. On day 5, we move. Go for a 20-minute walk outside. Feel the sunlight and let your muscles work. Movement improves circulation and supports the neuroplasticity we've been discussing all week. Get moving. Your journey toward a healthier, more resilient version of yourself doesn't have a final destination. It's a continuous choice you make with every thought and every breath. If this information resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more science-grounded hope. Together, we can change the conversation about health. Choose informed hope. The end. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this discovery. We believe in your capacity to heal and thrive. Until next time, take care of your mind and your body will follow.